the distraction economy just died, and no one wants to admit it. So, if you can see this chart here, it kind of just shows the slow progressive pessimism that's in the world. And the reason why I bring up this chart is because I think that a lot of people are just super concerned with the future. They're not having kids. They're very worried about what is going to happen. And in my opinion, I think that the reason why people are pessimistic in the first place is because of social media, right? I've seen, just so much, Gen Z saying, oh my gosh, I'm unemployed, I'm living with my parents, I'm in this situation, the world is ending, right? The issue is that I learned this in a podcast, but with social media, you cut out the whole entire world and you are focused on your screens. And the reason why you want to be aware of this is because it is, influencing how you think and how you view the world. And when you have, the majority of, Gen Z being, what's my purpose in life? I have just so little hope for the future. That just really, builds up, and the whole entire, generation just thinks like the world is ending. And I wanted to talk about just how we can just end this, and just my experience with people just coming after me. So obviously I'm not trying to, oh my gosh, I got offended and I am making a video about this. But I just want to talk about, technology optimism, and just like why I'm so positive about the future, and why, people are just having this mindset in the first place. So, we talked about, a little bit about how, social media is influencing how we think, but it's how we, relieve ourselves from work. So the reason why I think AI gets so much hate is because AI is eventually going to replace the thing that we are trying to escape. And, it's going to be really hard to, be super optimistic when AI is integrating social media, the workspace, all your favorite apps. I use Notion AI to, help me write this out. And that just shows, how integrated this technology is. That even the algorithms that you are watching these videos on are guided by AI. So, I think that it is just really difficult to be pessimistic about this when, it's integrated into everything, right? That just slowly builds up, and you can't really do anything about it, right? And I think that's just super concerning. And I think the reason why I'm getting all this, hate is because this technology is integrated into anything, and the best thing we can do is we can, target the people who love this technology and bring them down with us. And I think that's, a really scary mentality, because I think that, I love what I do, and, I hate how so many people are commenting, that the world is ending, when in reality, it's just a majority of how people think. And I think the way out of this situation is to, disconnect yourself from social media, spend some time outside, And the reason why I say this is because, I'm very optimistic about technology. But at the same time, I think you need to, not listen to this majority of people, because the reality is that the world is still a beautiful place, and I think a lot of people, are just like so locked in to social media, and it's, I think, really scary to be in this pessimistic mindset, because how does that really help you? Um, I think that people are joining politics to make an impact and whatnot, but in my personal experience, that just makes you more pessimistic about the world, and it's turning you into a more closed-minded person when the future is complete fiction, and the more open-minded you are, the more likely you are to, I think, rule the world if you're open-minded and positive. And here's some uncomfortable truths. So people are like, stop being so naive about AI. Stop making me question if my cynicism is a fear. And the reality is, oh wait, I've been sleepwalking through my whole life because I've not put my phone down and actually realize kind of just where I am in the world and like where I fit in. Because it's almost if your 20s are the new 30s in a way where you really start your life and career when you're 30, and you just go from there. Because I'm so optimistic about this technology that I think we'll live to 130 and like 150. And I could be joy baiting you guys right now, and you can say, no way, that's not true. But I think the most entertaining just like outcome is the most likely. So what I've been really learning about this technology is that people are really, I think, a lot more educated on what it is. And I've seen this with just a lot more comments versus 2023 and 2024. And I think the path forward is to realize that you do have time. The best thing to do is to do something that I think is uniquely you, because with AI and technology, you can always create something that can impact someone else. And I think that's like a way to give value to the world. And the true definition of wealth is just giving value to people and just helping them really grow. It doesn't even have to really involve money, and I think that's the beauty of it, is that videos like this are making a positive impact onto people, and really helping them see the world. And I think it's so funny that my optimism is offending people. And to kind of just end this video, I want to share a quote of my favorite techno optimist, David Deutsch. He has a book called The Beginning of Infinity. Really great read, and I think it's very essential for the era we are heading into. But we have a duty to be optimistic, because the future is open, not predetermined, and therefore cannot be accepted. We are all responsible for what it holds. Thus, it is our duty to fight for a better world. And we own the past and the future. It's time to be a techno optimist. It's time to build. So I hope you guys, leave this video with a bunch of optimism and just hope that, it's okay to, feel like, people are getting offended by your positive outlook on the world. And it's okay that, you feel guilty about, just like being yourself and just being positive when everyone is negative. And I think the best way to fight that is just to keep pushing. That's what humans have always been doing since the beginning of time. So I want to leave with that. But yeah, see you guys in the next video.